You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what is up? I want to welcome you guys to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. Of course, man, we have a very special guest, so you guys definitely want to stick around for that. There are over 39,000 of you guys in our chat rooms, on the phone lines, Google Hangouts, Skype, on the browser. What is up? What is happening? How's it going? What it do? All that good stuff. So yeah, you guys stick around because you guys definitely make all of this possible. I couldn't do it without you. So major shout outs to you, of course. Every moment is an opportunity that will never come again. The things you do right now can make a difference forever. Now is your opportunity to do what needs to be done. Now is your opportunity to become the person you want to be. Now is your opportunity to make a difference. Right now, you are creating your life. The joy, the accomplishment, the fulfillment you will achieve come from the actions you take right now. Look around you at the beauty of the world. Look around you at the magnificent things that you and others have already accomplished. Think of the possibilities. Think of how far you've already come. Think of how far you can go with focus and commitment. So make the most of each moment, and your moments will make the most of you, I promise. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or Inside the Book, Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline, or starseeds, or for my Vigilantes audience family, and 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. And that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do. And together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701 801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/onlyonemediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
From author Tricia Greenwood comes an important book for all ages, Beautiful Thinking. You have the power to be self-confident. Know the real truth about self-control. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight. You will discover Beautiful Thinking to be captivating and encouraging, providing the key and the gateway to unleash the greatest potential for a truly enjoyable journey through life. Beautiful Thinking from author Tricia Greenwood is available in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover editions on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Leave a review on Amazon and be entered to win a new Kindle Fire HD8. Beautiful Thinking from author Tricia Greenwood. Available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Order your copy today.
Well, tonight's interview is the feewee-helms interview, and I'm your host, dini-mussolini, just in case you guys have forgotten. So our interviews go beyond the music, beyond the films, the products, the actors, the authors, CEOs, and even sometimes the ego. We go behind the minds of the artists, bands, and actors, actresses who create these marvelous things. So for researching our guests, we're kind of like TMZ. Like, mining for every detail, popping up in the bushes, that kind of stuff, watching, listening, and reading everything we can. Our interviews are designed to bring out the best answers possible through thought-provoking questions that have some real substance. Well, maybe we aren't like TMZ, but hey, it was worth a try, right? So tonight, our guest is feewee-helms, and with that, let's go ahead and welcome her to our show. Hi, you're now live in the mix with all of us. How is it going?
Good. How are you?
How you doing?
All right. So who all we have? Who all we have on the line?
So you have Phylicia Wissa, who plays feewee-helms.
And I'm Bilecko Wissa. I play B-Strokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so...
How are you today?
I'm great, actually. I'm doing great. All right, so I was under the impression that I would be interviewing an artist, but actually you're an actor and an actress playing an artist, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh.
Seaweed is my alter ego,
Right.
I should say, and B-Strokes is Bilecko Wissa's alter ego.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we have a background in acting and in
Comedy.
Stand-up comedy. So we've always been, I guess you can say, music aficionados.
Yeah.
I've done musical theater. I've had a theater background as well as a film and television background, but I wanted to encompass my love of performing arts as well as television and film together, and feewee-helms popped up. So we created this character sitting at a coffee shop in Koreatown, and I said, you know what, I know how to sing, and there's this huge influx of all these British artists that are taking over music in America like crazy. So I was like, well, why not make her British? I said, that'll be my alter ego.
Right. And plus, like, to give you, and also too, like, to add more to the background. So, our heritage, we're from a Democratic Republic of Congo. So we have our family heritage is back in Africa. So we were fortunate growing up. We listen to all kinds of music. So listen to Congolese music. Being here in the States, we listen to jazz. We listen to even music from Nigeria, South Africa, Europe, hip hop, rap. So we have this huge background of listening to all different kinds of music that help us create this music in this series. So yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So are you guys really related, or that's just...
Yes, yeah, we are.
So
even though I don't like him, we are.
So we're siblings. We're brother and sister, both same parents. But in this series, to make kind of like a little twist, we made it where I'm the half brother. So I find out I have a sister across the pond that's a singer, and I need a singer that can take us over the top, because, you know, if we put a woman in front of the band, then, you know, I think that can take us over the top. But in hindsight, she's actually taking over the group.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was reading that, I was like, and me, I kind of like to know like unnecessary info. So is there like a backstory to like what was going on between the time that the half brother was in the USA and Feewee was over in London?
Oh, great question. So here's the way we had the storyline was that I'm older than her, so my family was fine in the States, but my dad left my mom. We ended up being broke and poor. Found out my dad moved across the pond, found opportunity, fell in love. Where Philly had this great life. So when I find out that I actually have this half sister, she's a constant reminder of how my life changed. Where I had a happy life, good household, but then when Dad left, you know, we ended up being broke. We lived in the jungles. We're on welfare. You know, different kind of schools. That's what ended up making me go into music, because in music I found like some type of like serenity, some type of like sanctuary.
Okay. Nice. So you did have an answer for that, okay? All right. I have to think harder now.
That's funny.
Well, you got to stay ready.
Yeah, that was a test. You guys passed. Okay, nice.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Praise him.
Yeah. So another thing I was questioning myself, like, would you be in character when you're doing these interviews? Because I imagine that you guys have to do like a press run for both, for yourself as actors and for the comedic side. So how is that going to work? You know.
Well, we have a series that we've written behind all of this, but we've created content around it, which is the music. And we've already released 3 singles off of the first album for it. The series itself, to better summarize it for people, it's The Office meets Empire. Period, point blank. So it's a satire / parody of the entertainment, the music industry. And then the things that we've done, because we grew up in LA. So we've always had a degree of separation from different celebrities, whether it was, we went to high school with a celebrity's kid, or we went to middle school with them, or we're on the same basketball team as them. We've always been around it, fortunately. So when it comes to the series itself, that's what we're pushing. And feewee-helms really is my alter ego, because for a period of time, I would walk around and try to be her. And then we would just take pictures and like little Instagram videos. You know, back in the day when Instagram first started, it was only like a 15-second clip you could put up. So we started off that way. And then when we started off just with an old version of the I'm Over It music video, which will be coming out by next month, we garnered the attention of Russell Simmons' YouTube channel, All Deaf Digital. And they wanted to work with us to recreate the music video again. Wow. But then from they wanted to kind of change some things that we weren't really comfortable with the series. And I was like, let's take a back seat from it until we start getting it together ourselves. Because we are content creators. We've created so many different sketches as well as short films. Like I said, I want to do this, and we're going to the creativity, different face with an African American face, so that people can see that, you know, Black people aren't just one note, you know?
Right.
They have versatility, and they can be just as imaginative and creative as anyone else.
But to answer your question, when we do interviews, we'll do it as Bilecko Wissa and Phylicia Wissa.
Oh, sorry.
And we'll explain to people that it's kind of like no, it's fine. That's why I'm here. But no, just explain to people that it is a character. So hopefully, with more time and, you know, more pub and just like Phylicia said, making the series. When people see the series, or if they go on our Instagram page, they'll know like, oh, that's a character. We can understand the story of it, and we understand where the music stems from. So yeah.
Right.
So in interviews, we'll most likely do it as just like our normal selves. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys. I think you guys can pull it off. I mean, Pee Wee Herman did it for like 30 years until he got caught in the...
Hey, let me tell you something, I'll tell you this, he did, but like, my character is a rapper, and rappers be talking that mess, so it's like, I'm afraid of, like... I don't want that bang-bang. I don't want that bang-bang.
All jokes aside, I don't need anybody trying to pull out my weave or my wigs. We're having fun, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good one.
Yeah, but Seaweed is always up for a fight. She doesn't have a problem knocking some people out. Do you know what I mean? But Phylicia Wissa is not.
Right.
Phylicia Wissa likes the peace and likes to give to the needy.
Right. That's very interesting because I personally think, and this is my personal opinion, that America's way too sensitive nowadays.
Oh, man.
So I even heard that Damian Wayans got out of stand-up comedy because of the hecklers and people not taking a joke.
Really?
Like, does that hurt the art? I mean, I imagine it does hurt the art if you have to be conscious of people's feelings.
I'm going to tell you what, as a stand-up comedian, and I've been doing stand-up for a little over 6 years, let me tell you, what has like engineered us to like want to do a series and create our own content is probably because of that. Because when you get on stage, it's like, it's very interesting. You're worried about this person's political views, this person's orientation, this, that. It's like, no. In this realm of a comedy club, we're supposed to be allowed to make fun of everybody. That's why Family Guy is brilliant, because Family Guy makes fun of everybody.
Right.
Doesn't matter, everybody gets it. So it's just like, it's interesting because we've had this series, what would you say, like this idea for, I would say maybe
4 years.
About 4 years, and just going over the scripts are like, we've had to change things in it just because of just how fast America's subculture has changed in 4 years.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So it's very interesting.
I mean, are we getting like a watered down version? Look, you guys have forced me to throw out my script, so by the way.
No, go ahead. Make us work, make it work.
Hey, bring it out, bring it on.
Yeah, you making me work now. But yeah, going back to that.
Are you good?
Yeah, we gonna try it. So, like, do you guys have to water down the material? You can't like say anything about Nicki Minaj because, she's sensitive right now.
It's very interesting you bring that up because there is a clip that we have where Feewee talks about who she's better than, and since she's based in London, there's like a list of London artists, and there's one point where she says, "Oh, I'm better than Beyonce," and I remember after we filmed it, I was like, should we say that? Like, because the Beehive will kill us. But it's like, this is a character. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about Beyonce, worried about the Beehive. They're gonna get us.
Yeah.
But it's just like, that's why this is our first interview. We're trying to make sure we establish and allow people to know, like, this is
it's a parody of the music industry, and Feewee is the channel. She's like the vehicle for everyone to see it through her eyes.
Right. So it's like, but we can't make 100% of people like it. So it's kind of like, you kind of have to be kind of fearless. Like, in the script or what we write, like, I think we more so talk about each other more than we would say something about Nicki Minaj or this. Because it's like, I think because of our background and our training, we won't say Nicki Minaj. We might say something that might be similar to what she did, but we might change it to adapt to our world. Same thing with, like, because we're referencing just music. So we have Death Row Bad Boy, we got 50 versus Ja Rule, we got Ice Cube versus like what was it? Ice Cube versus what was their name?
NWA.
No, NWA. Even Ice Cube versus what are those dudes? Here is something you can't understand. How I can just kill a man? Who
Cypress Hill?
Yeah, Cypress Hill. Like Vaseline. We have such a huge point of reference in just music that you could be like, oh, that's similar to when Tupac and Nas were met at the MTV Awards. But it's not. You get what I'm saying? Like, it might be B-Strokes versus K-Keys. You know what I mean? So it's not like we would deliberately, you get what I'm saying? Because I think, sir, like, first of all, to do that, I say, like, I don't know, I'm not saying it's corny, but I just think, like, we're influenced by them. So I'm not going to make fun of them. You know what I mean? So, like, if it's not for them, we wouldn't exist. But it's, so I don't even think there would be any need for that. Like,
Yeah, and then the other thing, too, is, like, not to cause, like, I have so much respect for musicians and artists and what they do, just because I myself have seen what it takes. Like, when we record even our songs, and we've been recording, we've even been going into the studio to record the second album for Feewee. Like, I see how much it takes
mad respect.
to create music. And I have so many friends who are, you know, they're musicians that work with top-notch people in the business. And there's no way from one artist to another that I'm going to insult or offend anyone. I can have commentary about it, but I'll do it in a way where it's not disrespectful. And that's what we do in the series. Like, we don't do it in a way where it's like we're flat out taking shots at somebody, like certain rappers who are out right now that are just so reckless at the mouth. You know, they lack tact. It's like, no, you got to have respect because everybody grinds as hard as you do. So have respect for that.
All right. So what happens if the Helms become like this household name and they're up for a Grammy, Billboard's charting, all that kind of stuff? What happens to the real people? It's almost like Alvin and Chip.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. I'll tell you what, I don't know. And first of all, if we ever get to that point, that's a blessing. That'll be great. But I don't know. Like, I
mean, I think the one thing is, for us, we're multitaskers. So, especially when it comes to the arts. So I would never stop going into film and television and being Phylicia Wissa, the actress. I would never stop. I would continue to ride this wave as feewee-helms and whatnot, and making people understand that this is my alter ego, and she pops out much more occasionally, almost in the same vein as Childish Gambino and Donald Glover.
Yeah.
When he's on Atlanta, he's Donald Glover. And when he's at the Emmys, he's Donald Glover. But when he's, you know, performing at some dome in Joshua Tree, you know, he's Childish Gambino.
Right.
You know, so I wouldn't stop. We would never stop being those type of entertainers, just because, I mean, we've grown so accustomed to going back and forth to different mediums. Like, I just finished shooting my first lead in an independent feature film back in March, so I'm not going to stop. As soon as I finished shooting that,
go to the next
I went straight back to shooting some more sketches for Feewee and recording more music. Yeah. So it doesn't, you know, the grind doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's that's everybody uses that euphemism, but
but that's real. The grind doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Bilecko, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Where did the name B-Strokes come from? Because if you Google that, you're going to get some awful results.
That's hilarious.
What?
It's funny because I've never Googled it, but I guess because when we first came up with the idea years ago, it was like, we wanted it to be influenced by the 80s because we love 80s music. So my kid, I was like, I always wanted to play the guitar, and I wanted to be like Cameo. I don't know why. And I was like, B-Strokes. Or I don't know, like, because you play the guitar, but I can't play the guitar or whatever, at least not yet. So I don't know, because my nickname is B growing up, so I was like, B-Strokes, the guitar. All right.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Google.
It's so simple.
Yeah, Google it.
I'm looking at it
wait.
now. I've Googled it, and I've come across a definition. You have a big D word, top transsexual here.
Really?
Urban Dictionary. Baby strokes. Some who have sex that well. Mr. Met's got baby strokes, B strokes. That's what Urban Dictionary says.
That wasn't
baby
my
strokes.
Baby strokes.
That wasn't my intention.
Somebody's going to turn it into a meme. I can see it already.
Good. Bad publicity is good publicity. I don't
Yeah, you're gonna be trending.
We gotta find a way to finagle it.
Yeah, let it trend.
Oh man,
that's so bananas. Okay.
Yeah. So Phylicia, where did the name Feewee come from? Is that a play off for your name?
Yes, it is. Honestly, it started when I was I've always had different nicknames. Like when I ran track from elementary school all the way into high school, I had Fifi, Philly cheesesteak, but there was a girl in my my musical theater class. She would always call me Seaweed, and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." She's like, "Yeah, because your name is Phylicia, Wissa, and it rhymes, so let's just call you Seaweed." And then this guy that I used to have a really big crush on my senior year, he's the one who kind of kept the nickname going amongst our friends, and I was like, okay, I'll just keep it. And so I was like, well, Seaweed, it's different, but it just rolls off the tongue, as opposed to if you use like my name, people struggle with the P.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people who claim to really understand the English language, and then they don't.
Definitely.
Just tell them to pronounce my first, middle, and last name.
Yeah.
The struggle's real.
Right.
So yeah, that's where that came from. And then Helms, because wasn't it from that wrestler Hunter Triple H?
Yes, so Triple H, Hunter, remember when he first came out, he was like, before it became the game, but when he first came out, he was like, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And I was like, Helms, that's funny.
Yeah, because we used to watch wrestling.
Yeah, and I was like, Helms, that was just funny because he was so proper and British. I was like, hey, Helms, that's a good name for this character, Helms.
I'm probably one of the only girls who used to watch WWE growing up.
Wow.
Oh, that was banging.
I did it.
I was WCW, Monday Night Show,
especially when it was Sting,
Thunder, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I remember Sting. Oh, that was great. Man.
Yeah. Sting was the dude.
Oh man, I loved it.
All right, so you guys have an entertainment company called Let Your Self-Esteem Rise.
Yes.
Or Loser. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Like, hey, you're a loser, but you got to tell them the definition, right?
Yeah, it's an acronym for positivity.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, people out here say I'm a loser. No, that's not good.
Yeah. So how did that come about?
I remember, we were like early in undergrad, and we're all sitting together at the house, and it was just like, hey, we should create we used to call each other ourselves Team Fam, but then we're like, oh no, let's try to say something like a little bit more positive. And one of our friends, Ricky, he was like, hey, this is a loser, but let's create an acronym. And I don't know, we try to figure out something with the O, but then we try to switch it with the U, or like, oh, let your self-esteem rise. So we try to like give each other confidence, especially like you can see so many like black people that, some, not all, that, lack some type of self-esteem or self-confidence when they're trying to do something because there's so much stuff going against us. So we're like, oh, that can be a good acronym for that. You know what I mean? Let your self-esteem rise.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And how many people are part of your troupe?
Oh, so there's 3. So it's, of course, us 2, and then our cousin Keenan Baker. He's a comedian. He wasn't able to be at the interview because he's out of town doing a show. So there's it's pretty much just 3 of us, but then we have, I guess you can say, like subsets, like our editor, somebody we've known for years, our director we've known for years that helps us shoot. So I would say about like 5 of us, maybe in general, about 5 of us.
And they always interchange, just depending upon availability and
project too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this really is like a family affair thing.
Yeah.
We try to make everything, because we try to keep everything familial, because we don't want anyone to feel like, if we work on something, like, it shouldn't feel like you're just working, you're creating art, and I feel like you have to create a safe space when you're creating it.
Yeah.
So Bilecko can tell you, like, I'm always very strategic about who we have involved in it and whatnot, because I want to make sure that it's
good energy.
You have good energy, because then the best comes out effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't want anyone to come in and you're a bitter Betty or a negative Nancy and stuck in the corner. It's like, I ain't doing this.
Yeah, but can't
now
family be that way?
Now you've just changed everybody.
Yeah, can't family be that way too?
Sometimes.
I I think it can, but I think it's, since we control it and we have a really good relationship, like we put people in their place. So you have to know, I mean, because, I mean, think about it. You have to know, not is that we know people's strengths, but the important thing, we know their weaknesses. So we wouldn't ask somebody to do something when we know that's going to make them feel uncomfortable. Especially if, we're not rich. So it's like, we're trying to shoot something. It's like, hey, man, we're on a time limit. We're on a budget. Like, we have 6 hours. So I need you to do this. But I'm only asking you to do that. I don't want you to do anything else because you're not good at that. Now you're going to become frustrated. You're going to be pissed off everybody on set. It's not good.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Well, power to the black family. Oh, yeah. I'm Jamaican, by the way, so, yeah. It excites my heart. It warms my heart. Definitely.
Good. Oh man,
are you first generation or
no?
Born back in Jamaica?
No. I was born in the States, unfortunately.
That's all right. So are we.
That's why we don't have no accent. That's why we're so sedity and bougie.
Do you speak patois?
I could say a few things. Not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
can you say I'm over it?
No.
No.
You say it. School me.
I can't say it in patois. I can say it in Lingala.
Okay, that works. Say it.
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
You ready? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Nalingi angote.
Strong. That was good.
Nice.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
That was good.
Okay.
Yeah, so strong.
You sound just like my Google Translator.
I've been told to have an announcer's voice, but that's what happens when you go to art school. They beat out your regional accent. They do. They give you like a general American dialect.
Yeah. So B-stroke.
That's why I'm able to do accents. Go ahead.
Yes.
How many more accents can you do?
I can do a Brooklyn accent. I can do a little bit of a Southern twang.
Okay.
And then I can do, of course, some African accents.
Okay. Wakanda?
And then, Wakanda?
Oh, yeah, we can do that easy.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Give us free.
Yeah, that was a fake African accent.
I know, right?
I'm so lazy.
So, B-stroke, who's writing these rhymes for you, or are you penning them yourself?
I'm penning them. So, I couldn't even tell you. I guess probably all those years of doing improv and comedy and trying to write, creating the content, I've been fortunate enough to, get like the blessing of like the pen.
And also we have backgrounds in poetry. He's written a poetry book. Yeah, he's written a poetry book. I've had 3 poems published when I was younger. So we've always had an affinity for literature as well.
Right.
So that helps when we're writing because we know the structure of writing, especially writing poetry, and that also, as you know, like with artists like Jill Scott, that goes hand in hand with music.
Right. Man, you guys can do everything.
Well, we try. We're trying to be as well-rounded as possible. We try.
You can't be one note.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Your background. Let me start with Phylicia. What's your background?
Okay.
Like, how did you get started? And music, acting, comedy.
So we gonna have to go all the way back. We reaching. So I've always had a love for performing. When I was a kid, like at all family functions, weddings, or gatherings, I used to always dance and perform for everybody. And it would be me just like recreating, scenes or singing songs in front of everybody. But something happened, like, when I was in, like, junior high school, and I was like, I'm not going to do the arts. I want to go into the police academy and become a journalist at some point.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was like a turn. But then I just couldn't get away from it. I was like, I love performing. I just love the arts. I love acting, especially film and television. So I went, instead of continuing down that road, I was like, I'm going to go to a performing arts high school. And then from there, I was like, I love being on stage, but I love film too. And the opportunities kept leading me to New York. And so I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do out there, but I just feel like I should be there. And then I got a scholarship to go to the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts, and I went. And there I studied film and television acting, and then graduated and stayed in New York for a little while. And I was working on plays, more so regional plays, and doing off-Broadway theater, and then doing like small independent short films and such. And I was like, you know what? At the time, the film and television industry was only happening in LA. So I was like, well, my family's there. I'm going to come back. And from then, I was like, you know what? Let me just stay in LA. But for the most part, like, I've always been on the path. I've always been the artist in the family, without a doubt. And so it was just natural for me to go down that road. So.
Definitely. Okay. And you, Bilecko?
So I have a non-traditional path into, I guess, this pursue in the entertainment industry. So when I was younger, I went to college. I was a biology pre-med major. I was meant to become a doctor. I got a master's in biomedical science and a master's in public health. However, I always had this itch for comedy and really it's really comedy and acting or writing per se. I more so like writing per se. So I did like improv at like UCB, went through the whole program of doing stand-up comedy, but with our cousin Keenan, we would always like create our own like content with Phylicia. So once we started to create our own content, and then we started with the acronym with Loser or whatever, we would do like little short sketches and whatnot. And I don't know, I just feel much more happier doing this rather per se than how I felt. And I felt really happy working on like diseases and like, you know, HPV, genetics, biochemistry. I really had an epiphany for like HPV and disease. Like, I love like learning about diseases that affect like underserved communities. But there's something with like creating content that was like, and you know, being funny and being free. I don't know, that kind of like I was just much more happier.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So with these singles that are coming out from, I guess the band is called the-helms?
Yes, the-helms, yes.
All right, the-helms. What kind of music can we expect from this troupe?
Okay, so for this first EP that's going to come out next month, September 21st, Star's a little bit more like poppy. It's very similar to like, I guess you would say, I guess you can say trip hop, sort of like East. Is it kind of like trip hop?
No,
kind of poppy?
It's very poppy.
All right.
We have a few, like with I'm Over It, it has a little bit of a retro beat to it, like a retro 80s beat to it. And then with the other single that we're putting out, Posh, it's like our ode to Madonna's Vogue.
Ah.
Very similar. It's very, very,
there it is. Very
flashy, very bourgeois, to say the least, and upscale. It's a single that's just to make you feel yourself.
Yeah.
Feel lavish, feel posh, feel extravagant, all of those things. And then with our other single,
what was it? Girl,
that's a song that's all about women's empowerment. And you'll see once we drop the music video, you'll see how we highlight a diverse group of women, from young girls to old to very, different body types and different, different professions and whatnot. It's to empower women all over the world. So.
And then I guess our last single that's going to come out the end of this month actually comes out released this Friday, which is kind of shows like our comedic side. It's called Simmer. It's our workout song. It's Seaweed's workout song. Yeah, Simmer's a kind of like Kanye West's workout plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I guess if you guys start to gain a lot of fans, they're going to want to see you guys live. Have you guys thought of that aspect?
Yes.
So how's that going to go?
What we would plan is a venue to have them, but we're actually looking for help by gaining some music management to help us with that, so that we can collaborate on putting a show together for fans, so that they can all come out too.
Because performing won't be a problem for us because of our background, like her with the performing arts, acting, stage, me doing stand-up, improv. It's just more so music is a different realm, like it's like we're still beginners in this. We're new to this, so there's a lot that we have to learn and willing to learn.
Definitely. Now, at this point, is it important to separate the two? The band from the acting career?
I don't think so, because I think the band helps out the acting career. So, you know this because you interview so many like talented people, but like music is infectious. So if, for example, we just did the traditional route of trying to become actors, who knows? We might maybe get that big opportunity. It might be tomorrow. It might be 20 years from now. But with music, since it's infectious, it can hit. You can go from 0 to 100 quickly. So once, if we're Lord willing, if the music hits, then we like feewee-helms and we like B-strokes, and it's like, oh well, here our 100,000 fans. Like, look, Bilecko is B-strokes and Phylicia is feewee. Like, oh, okay, we get it. So
at least that's the reaction we would hope.
Right.
But that's why it's so important for us early on to establish that these are alter egos.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like the characters off Empire. I mean, their music is so popular, and it's like, okay, so we got to distinguish between Hakeem and Yas the Greatest, or Jamal and Jesse Smollett.
They're very similar. And the thing too about them, as you've noticed, like they've toured and done, they've like performed singles off of Empire, like songs that were released through the Empire TV show. But then they're also creating music of their own outside of it, and also gaining roles, like movie and television roles, like the rapper who plays Hakeem, Yas the Greatest. He was on the New Edition story.
Right.
So, that's why I'm saying, like, we're not going to just sleep on this and just rely on this, put all our eggs in one basket. It's like, no, you got to take your dozen eggs and put them in multiple baskets, because we've had time to work on our craft. A lot of time. So we've utilized that time to get better, to get to a higher level where we can dive and delve into, go from the mediums of film and television and now into music.
Definitely. And I think it's doable. I think you guys can really do this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was already sold when I watched the YouTube clips about who you were. Oh man. Yo, those facial expressions were priceless.
Thank you,
brother.
Yeah.
When we give people glimpses of the world, we want to fill in holes, for them, so that they won't be lost in the dark if you watch one clip. Like, you'll get to understand who these superstars are.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
usual tradition. It is called the hot seat. But before we do the hot seat, we want to play the single, I'm Over It. How about that?
Oh,
let me explain
good.
what the hot seat is. The hot seat is where we
Okay.
ask you guys to maybe sing something, maybe do some poetry, spoken word, some comedy, maybe freestyle rap, tell a joke, or a story. You can play a live instrument. Well, we know B-Strokes can't really play the guitar, so we won't ask that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But hey, you got talent other places like rapping and comedy.
Rapping.
Yeah. All right, guys, here it is. Feewee-helms, I'm over it. We'll be right back.
You know those times where you're stuck in a situation, you're tired, wanting to be over. No matter where you are, who you're with, just tell them that you're over it.
Monogamy, I'm over it. Lace fronts, I'm over it. Time, I'm over it. Prunes, I'm over it. Terrorists, I'm over it. Zombies, I'm over it. Prius, I'm over it. Ugg boots, I'm over it. 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 Periods, I'm over it. Vegans, I'm over it. Douchebags, I'm over it. Ciroc, I'm over it. Bunions, I'm over it. Hipsters, I'm over it. Dubstep, I'm over it. And weaves, I'm over it. 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 Ratchets, I'm over it. Phylicia, I'm over it.
I'm not.
Vapor, I'm over it. Plan B, I'm over it. Molly, I'm over it. Anal lube, I'm over it. That guy, I'm over it. Virgins, I'm over it.
Where they at?
Saxophone solo. Ooh yeah. I said I'm over it all. Over it. I'm over you and over it. TB, bring it back now. Girls dancing, I'm over it. Hot guys, I'm over it.
Here.
This video, what you doing? I'm over it. The director, I'm sick of it. I'm over it. This band, I'm over it. The instruments, I'm over it. This dance, I'm sick of it. I'm over it. This song, I'm over it.
From author Tricia Greenwood comes an important book for all ages, Beautiful Thinking. You have the power to be self-confident. Know the real truth about self-control. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in plain sight. You will discover Beautiful Thinking to be captivating and encouraging, providing the key and the gateway to unleash the greatest potential for a truly enjoyable journey through life. Beautiful Thinking from author Tricia Greenwood is available in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover editions on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Leave a review on Amazon and be entered to win a new Kindle Fire HD8. Beautiful Thinking from author Tricia Greenwood. Available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Order your copy today.
All right, that was Feewee-helms with I Am Over It. Wow, a lot of things in that song that I'm over as well. Prius, definitely. Over those economy-friendly cars, right? Like, how many people can you fit in a Prius? 2 people? And they have 4 doors? What's the other 2 doors for? I don't know. Zombies, yeah, definitely over it. The guy, Rick, that plays Rick, is leaving the show. The Walking Dead has been on for like 20 years now. Like, how many zombies can you actually fight over that? Phylicia, definitely not over that. Like, why would you even put that in the song, Feewee? Come on. Who's over that? Anyway, wow, that song kind of... I actually want to see the music video to that. That has to be epic. It has that 80s vibe to it. 90s, early 90s vibe to it. You know, with the neon shirt and the rolled up jeans. I didn't dress like that, but I know some of you geeks did. But yeah, It's gonna be cool. Cool video. Cool song. Definitely over Prius. All right. How do you bring out the best in others? By doing your best. A teacher brings out the best in his or her students by giving their best in the classroom. I tend to agree. As a kid growing up, I just didn't quite understand. But that's another story. A salesperson brings out the best in his or her clients by giving the best possible service and attention. A manager brings out the best in their employees by setting a great example by doing diligent and consistent work. But let me tell you guys, when I was a store manager, and I was one for like 12 years doing retail. I'm out of that business now. But yo, my employees, they stood around and watched me work. That was not good, right? But hey, after I crapped that whip, you know, they started calling me Mussolini. That's how I got the name dini-mussolini, actually. Another day, another story. All right, so it works in every direction. Employees bring out the best in their employers by doing their best possible work. Students bring out the best in their teachers when they are fully committed to learning. Maybe that was my problem. I wasn't fully committed to learning. Just mostly doodling and throwing notes to the girls. The people around you are a reflection of you. I'll say that again. The people around you are a reflection of you. Look around your circle. Who do you hang with? Who are your friends? Don't you know, like, people who want to give you credit and cars and houses, they go to your Facebook and see what kind of friends you associate with. So yeah, when your friend is on their timeline talking that mess about different subjects, you know, that's not how that you're trying to buy. You want to think about that. The people you hang with, the people you're around are a reflection of the things that you like, the things that you approve of, right? If you're focused, responsible, and full of energy, you'll find that the people around you will be the same way. That is so important, guys, if you want success. You can't be around a bunch of slackers who do not have the same ambition as you or the same drive, or you'll be the only one working. And that's no good, because that gets old, and then you'll find yourself with a new crew. Or you'll find yourself being a slacker. You don't want that. So people naturally tend to relate with you on your own wavelength. Your attitude is contagious. That's why I got rid of Facebook. Well, I'm still on Facebook, but I'm not on there as much, because just scrolling down the timeline, man, there's just so much stuff I can't relate to anymore. I don't know, maybe it's because I just got older, or maybe it's just really nonsense, you know? Think of how you like people to be, and then be that way yourself. It all starts with you, as Michael Jackson always say, the man in the mirror. Hee hee. All right, so I know that's a bad impression, but let's bring the guest of the moment back on. We have Bilecko and Phylicia.
Yes, yes.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So what are you guys going to do for us?
We've got two treats for you. So we're going to
Awesome.
give you a little rap, and then we're going to give you a nice, and then we'll give you a nice smooth ballad, something smooth as eggs.
Nice.
Yeah, just tell us where to start. We'll start.
All right, you can start.
Okay, so we'll start with the rap. Okay, so this is not Bilecko, now this is B Strokes. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah, let's go.
Look at him. He couldn't wait.
No, I couldn't wait. Let me get these N-words out, baby. No. All right. Seaweed's the moon, I'm the fucking star. B-Strokes live, can't play the guitar.
Cat fly, eat you like a jaguar. 12 cylinders in the back of the car. Back of the car?
Yeah, back of the car. Back of the yard, bitches have a menage.
Need billions, better raise the bar.
Put it on the moon
and the stars.
Seaweed's the future of music pop.
He the forgot a hip-hop.
Without the jewels, I still shine. Without the coupe, the lane still mine.
I'm crazy, no mental health. Bentley ride with no seatbelt.
If it crash, I don't need no help.
I'll cop another one. Ease my breath.
Listen, legends took your spot, now you so shady. You Bledsoe, I'm Tom Brady.
Pops died from ALS. AC blowing in my CLS.
Chicks notice me in the drop. She topless, still giving me top.
Went to sleep in the G6. I wake up in the S5.
So that's the rap. Little something
nice.
for y'all. Little something.
I like the back and forth. That was cool.
You know, we try to style Pete and Jadakiss it back and forth.
Yeah.
And now we got a little ballad for you. Okay. Mellow mood has got me to see the truth of what's become of you and me. Mellow mood has got me to see the light and the truth of what's become of us. We can't lie.
Holla. We take cash on delivery.
We'll take PayPal, Venmo.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, cash on delivery.
I'm just kidding.
All right, nice.
Something for you.
Nice.
Got us in the hot seat.
Yeah. Feeling hot?
Yeah, a little hot,
Hello,
a little hot, a little sweaty.
a little sweaty.
So who's like the inspiration for the music? Like, is there a certain artist you guys are modeling the songs after or the personas after?
Feewee. So talk about Feewee and I'll talk about B-Strokes.
I mean, as far as Feewee is concerned, she's a cross of Rihanna, in the series A Hint of Naomi Campbell, at least the allegations against Naomi Campbell. I love her, nonetheless. And small little elements of, I want to say, Beyonce and Lady Gaga. It sounds like two polar opposites, but when you see Feewee, once we drop the music videos, you'll understand.
Okay.
That hint of attitude, the sassiness, and the mystery of Rihanna encompassed in feewee-helms.
Nice.
And then for B-Strokes, I would say for the rap, when it comes pertaining to like the music of the rapping, the enunciation of the words are definitely influenced by Dr. Dre and NWA. They were very keen at enunciating their words when they would rap, so you can hear everything they say, right? But when it comes to like the character of B-Strokes, you got a little bit of Tupac, Cam, Safari. I would even say, I'm trying to think, who else would you say? Yeah, that's what I said. Tupac, Safari, Cameron, because he'd be wearing like furs. He's very flamboyant. Talks a bunch of mess. Yeah, so it'll probably be like those three when it comes to like the persona of the character. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like musically, I guess like, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I saw a little bit of Safari when I seen you with the fur.
Yeah.
That kind of reminded me of Safari.
Oh yeah.
The fur with no shirt on. Like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it.
The arrogance.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
What does that even feel like?
It's funny because it's just like room temperature. Because it's like hot, but then when you open it up, it's like cold.
Okay.
They're always at room temperature.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try that.
No, yeah. Come out to LA on Sunset. You watch how many chicks you get. It'll work.
Yeah, my band is based out of LA, so I'm there quite frequently. And we just won an award. Yeah, we just won an award, so we get to walk the red carpet in April. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'll come. Yeah, thank you. I'll come with a fur and no shirt on. I'll say, yeah, I was inspired by B-Strokes to do this.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, make sure you tag us.
Yeah.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah, that's what you guys are here for. Tag away.
It's true. Right. Very true. Very true. So undeniable.
All right, you guys have been great. Yeah, where do you want people to connect with you guys at?
Well, so you can always feewee-helms, the music on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, feewee-helms music, and also our YouTube page, feewee-helms. So it goes hand in hand. I would say more so it'd probably be the YouTube page where you get to see like the characters and the story and the music videos. But Instagram, you're able to see you'll get peak interest into the world. So yeah, you can find us on all those platforms, and also what is that called? SoundCloud.
Yes.
SoundCloud as well.
You can download the music on SoundCloud, iTunes Music, Spotify. We're on all those platforms.
Yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys for coming on the show tonight. You guys have been wonderful and funny and thoughtful, and the music is cool as well as the personas. I definitely dig it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Make sure you guys tag me when the video come out. I want to see it.
Oh, without a doubt.
No, absolutely. Do we just tag you a Vigilante Radio?
Yeah, or Demetrius Reynolds or Houdini Black or a random black guy.
Oh, okay, Houdini Black.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah, definitely. We will definitely tag you, yes.
All right, cool deal, man. Well, you guys have a great night, and like I said, I appreciate you guys for coming through.
Oh, we appreciate you. You're our first interview, so we're so thankful.
Very thankful, yes.
Oh, you guys did dope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Made me work. Throw away my script. I don't like that. But...
I know. See? Sometimes you just gotta throw it all away and just let things happen organically.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I could put that on the resume. I don't need a script. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website, and that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to theRadio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the #1 rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.only1mediagroup.com. This is a 7th Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.